World Turns.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Queers and Soaps. I'm joined by my co host, Eric.
Hi guys.
We're watching As the World Turns from 1987, a very big week from June 12th to the 24th. Roll the credits. All right, like I said, this is a huge week on As the World Turns. If you're not aware of June 24th, what went down on June 24th, it goes down on June 24th, but first we got to get to June 12th. So, Eric, I'm going to pass things over to you so that way you can recap us and get this party started.
So June 24th is my dad's birthday, by the way.
Oh,
So yeah, I think he
it's
turned
also
like
2 months after
37 that year.
it's also 2 months after I turned one. So,
All right, so yeah, June 12th, 1987. Iva thinks Josh is leaving town. I guess he had mentioned that he's leaving at some point. We
hmm
didn't see that in any of the episodes we watched, but I guess he's just tired of being there and being harassed by people.
yeah,
And
including
and I
like,
and I
well,
okay.
I was gonna say, including like he got accused of rape by a sex worker, which that
Yeah, I think
oh
just
my
like bad
god.
things are happening and he just is over it
hmm
and I think he also I feel like feels guilt like being there kind of like so he's just like I'll just get out of their way. Um but at the same time I feel like he wants to get help too, so um whatevs. So we find out that Lucinda's gonna throw a graduation party for Lily, so I guess that's just in the works now.
hmm
Um I know after what happened, I'm like, are we gonna have a graduation? Are we gonna have a prom? I don't
Which
know.
still, I think that it's weird that their prom is after graduation, but I think I'll chalk it up to like the time things at the time, so or like regional
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah. Nancy tells Andy, I guess they found out that Andy was lying for Paul in the episodes that
hmm
we missed, because we did not see that, and Nancy has a conversation with Andy about that. Um, lying is wrong, blah blah blah. Um,
and then
gotta
like
teach the kids.
Nancy mentioned that Bob got grounded for like throwing glass out the window of a car, which I'm like,
Wait,
Bob. Like I was like, oh, Bob's like usually like Mr.
uh,
uptight perfection, but like I didn't realize he was a wild teenager.
yeah, yeah, right. So in this we have Duncan and his little man are
hmm
like in some kind of catacombs.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wish we had more of this story because
me too.
uh, it's so annoying because like I feel like it was only on like once a week or something, and
Yeah,
we're missing like every episode. So like we get these random episodes of just like this weird shit happening in this castle, and we're like, what is going on? And we'll never know because
I
I
think
mean, in
that's
our
why
books, I'm sure we'll say it, but
I think that's why I don't care about it because we're not seeing all of
yeah,
it.
because you don't
Because
see
I'm
all of it.
because they mentioned the Falcon later, and I just rolled my eyes.
I know, and it sucks because I'm sure it's a really good storyline, because
hmm
like, and Shannon's always everywhere. Like, I feel like
hmm
in random episodes she'll be in the castle, and random episodes she's back in Oakdale, and Duncan's in the castle, and Duncan, I don't know. Unfortunately, this storyline is very spotty for us.
hmm
But like we're getting the gist of the Holden and Lily. I mean, this has been like the build up, so I feel like we know more about that storyline.
Yeah.
Um, because it's pretty much mentioned in every other episode,
hmm
leading to big things, I assume. So yeah, they're looking for maps or whatever, and the men, I think there's men around that stole them or something.
hmm
Um, we have Barbara is still jealous of Hal spending time with Margot, which she's just really being a good friend. Um, Jessica and Roy, they're on like one time in this episode, and it's basically them just talking about their crap relationships. and that's it. They were literally on like maybe two scenes. That's
Mm,
sad. I'm like they really couldn't like
very
show more of
sad.
them. All right, like I'm interested. That's what I mean. Like I'm interested in these things, but we get what we get.
I mean,
Um,
sadly, it seems like that's like the way, unless it's like All My Children, you're not going to get like a good couple of people of color with on in the 80s. So unless you're Jesse and Angie,
yeah,
which they were huge at the time,
right.
they're gonna be relegated to side characters. So
Boo. We have Taylor's dad is around. And it looks like he's like doing her bidding, kind of like he's kind of
mhm.
seems like a shady. I guess she asked them to like help her out with. I don't know what she's trying to do. I don't know if she's trying to get Casey or what.
I think she's just
Uh,
stirring shit up. I mean, I didn't realize she was from Philly until like he mentioned
oh,
it.
and then I think that's Billie Eilish's mom, right? I think we somebody said that in the our comments.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Because
I
like
know.
that makes sense because her dad was on Guiding Light.
And if you really look at her and then look at a picture of Billie Eilish, you'll see like it's cool. I'm like, they are related.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my. So that's the one who plays Taylor, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So and then who plays her dad? I mean, who's her dad? He was on Guiding Light.
Guiding
Uh,
light. Yeah.
during the So there's a storyline where Beth comes back, played by Beth Chamberlain.
Mm.
There's a guy who brings her back. That's Billie
Mm.
Eilish's dad.
Oh, that's so funny. Soap royalty.
Yep. So royalty.
I like her now more.
I'll have to
Um,
start listening to her music, knowing
I've made
that.
note that Lila sings "Eyes Are Beautiful." I forget the name of the song, but we know it. Whitney Houston and Jermaine Jackson.
Hmm.
But she did a great job. I loved it. I was like, I really love when this woman sings. I guess people did too, because they probably would have gotten rid of it if people wrote in, but people probably wrote in that they want to see her sing more because I feel like
Yeah.
she sings in like every set of episodes we watch. Apparently Margot pressured Hal. I think she just basically said that she wanted to divorce Tom, which was
Mhm.
pressuring him, I guess, because like we didn't see this happen. So he's mad at her for that. Um,
And
oh, we
also, I
find
think
okay,
he explains this late a little later. He also said that she she's gonna go down to DC to tell Tom that they're getting a divorce.
right. Yeah, I think
So
that is
I
important.
think that's what got him also upset because it's like, dude, you're not even telling this man that you're divorcing him. Like onto like you're basically not going to tell him that you're divorcing him. You're just going to send papers to DC.
Yeah, I feel like he's being both a friend to Tom and a friend to her, but he's also crushing on her, but he's
Hmm.
also with Barbara. So we're in a very
It's
complicated
messy.
quadrangle. Like, how do I say it?
Quadrant,
Quadrant? Why
quad.
can't I say
Let's just call it quad. Let's call it quad.
it? The quad. So I didn't know this, but I didn't know if we found this out before that. Martin killed himself because he was being blackmailed.
I
Um,
read that in the book.
yeah, I didn't remember reading that. I was like, oh, all right. And I don't think they said who he was being blackmailed by, though. I'm not sure.
I think they said it in the book, but I forgot who it was.
Um, Franny makes Seth aware that Sabrina is crushing on him. So I'm guessing this is going to go somewhere, but I don't know if we'll see it. But even in the oh, so okay, so good, good. Then we will see it, hopefully. Um,
I'm not sure if we will see it in the episodes, but I know where it's going.
good. Then you could fill it in if we don't see it.
Hmm.
Um, Rod goes to his first session with Dr. Michaels, so he is getting the help that he needs. And he tells her like right away everything that's going down. I'm like, that's pretty,
Wow.
I guess because he wanted to get it out for so long and he
Yeah, that
really
makes
can't.
sense.
Yeah, because
That
I was
makes
gonna say
sense.
like
Yeah.
otherwise, I like when I go in, I'm not going to tell everybody my secrets like the first session. Like I'd be like, I got to get to know this person before they judge me. I know
Yeah.
they're not supposed to judge, but you know they are.
And then
Um,
did you get the part with Franny where she was in the she was with Dr. Michaels before him?
oh no, I didn't write that. Was she? Yeah, what was she
So
going to? Was she just seeing him or?
yeah, so I think it's I so like I'll just make this assumption because I have friends who are in the field of psychology. I think you have to see a therapist when you're majoring
Mhm.
or when you're in the field because you get a lot of that like transference on you and you
I
need to
got
like
you.
kind of bring it out and stuff like that, or you get a lot of that. You get a lot. You get so excited about. Oh my gosh, I'm learning things. I want to help people, and then you have to like basically talk to a therapist to kind of like
Yeah,
help you
that
out
makes
with
sense.
certain things.
I didn't know that.
So
I never really thought about it.
so
So that's why she's doing it.
yeah, so she mentions to Franny that she's getting what's called, I forgot how she worded it. I think it's called freshman psychology syndrome, which is
Okay.
which explains why she's so sympathetic towards Josh,
Right.
because she's like, oh my gosh, like I can fix this person, and because I
After,
know how I know what he's going through, and she has the same feelings about that with Doug Cummings. She has the same feelings about
right.
that with like her other exes. So,
Right. That's what I was going to say. She dealt with the situation twice before, so she's trying
hmm
to actually help someone that wants to get help,
hmm
um, and that has like regrets and sorrow. So like she feels for him where everybody else doesn't because they're like, you raped
everybody
this
else is
woman
like,
and
fuck
this
this.
that. Yeah. It's a great storytelling for sure because um it could go like one way, but it's going like a way that I didn't even expect.
Yeah, I like how it's going. I really like how it's going, like from
Yeah,
a psychological standpoint.
yeah, for sure. Um, so the next thing you see in these sewers or wherever they're at, that Duncan and his right hand man get tied up. Like what? The dudes, I guess, captured them and tied them up.
Hmm
Shannon comes along and I guess rescues them. And I think that's it for that story. Like that, we don't see them again. So
That's it. We don't see him again.
I don't even think I think we might see Shannon in another episode, but I don't think we see the other guys. Oh no, we find out something in the next episode
We
or
do,
two.
yeah. It's mentioned, but we don't. I don't think we see Shannon or
Yeah, we
Duncan.
don't see it. So then, as we said, Josh is opening up to his therapist. He says he's abused by his stepdad and blah blah blah. Um, he tells the doctor that he got close with Iva because I guess they weren't really related, so he was just like confiding in her and
Mhm,
they became really tight. And he basically does admit that he raped her officially,
mhm.
says it, which is a big deal. Um, and then I have the last note for that is Margot is going to divorce Tom, is what she's talking about. That's all I
Yep.
got. So we get to June 15th, 1987. Um, Taylor's dad tells Casey he had her sent to another hospital. I don't know the situation with this hospitals. I think it was to get away from him, or I don't know what the situation is.
So he got engaged to her multiple times,
Yeah, which I'm confused about
and
too.
basically what the reason why he moved Taylor was so that way he doesn't. So she doesn't get her career like all junked up with this whole Casey thing. That's
Right.
what the dad says. I don't know what
In
Taylor's thinking.
in front of Lila, of course.
In front of Lila, yeah, definitely. That's
Yeah.
because
So
he's
so
from
Lila
Philly and
ain't
he's messy.
happy. How we do. Um, Betsy can't get a hold of Steve. This whole Steve not being on is really annoying in this storyline. Like I would have been pissed if I was a
Yeah,
fan of Steve.
yeah, no. So a lot of fans feel that way. So you're
Yeah.
not alone. And I was starting to feel like I was starting to feel annoyed too. I'm like, especially with something that happens a little later. I was just
Like
like,
they
oh
couldn't
come,
get him back
oh
for
come.
a couple episodes or recast them even for
They
just
could
to
have
get rid of him.
recast. They could have recast him,
Yeah,
and then they could have played the same beats of the storyline, and then just if the
yeah.
recast didn't work out, they could have let him out of the
It
contract.
feel This is like the only
But
storyline that feels like it's missing something. Like, and it's Steve
yeah,
because they talk about him. He's around, but you don't see
mhm.
him. It's really annoying to me.
It's like the
Uh,
Horton when Alice died, and they were like, "Oh,
oh,
Marie's in the other room."
right. Um, so apparently Betsy wrote a note to Josh, and that's the reason he decided to stay. I don't know what the note said.
I don't know either.
Um, Maybe I'm assuming maybe it gave him hope that there might be something between them. I'm not sure. We don't really find out
Yeah.
um, about it. I put Taylor and her dad make trouble for Lila and Casey. Sierra plans Bryant's christening while Craig is on business. I think he went with Betsy to Rome.
So he's not
Um,
initially with Betsy. I don't think. I I think he just
yeah,
went separately for business for his Montgomery whatever business,
yeah, I was
and then
confused
Betsy
at where
goes,
they were.
and then Betsy is in Greece.
Okay. Because he's with Angela Visconti because
Yes.
they're working on that deal together. I
Hmm.
put Steve is in danger. Um, Emma worries about her debts because she's in debt, I guess.
Hmm.
And nobody can help her. Doesn't she have like a huge family? You can't all put $50 in. I don't know. I don't know what's
I think all of their family is. I want to just
happening.
assume that everybody in that family is poor.
They're all in debt.
They're all in debt. I think I'm just going to assume that they're all poor
I mean, they got a
that
farm with like
explains why that
animals.
explains what. Yeah, and that explains why Meg wants to marry up.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. That makes
And
sense.
then Holden technically
Antonio is a
is going to marry up. I mean, not to spoil
right,
things, but or wants to
right.
marry up. So,
Well, I do know they end up married eventually.
and then
Um,
Holden's a businessman. So,
yeah. Um, Josh tells Iva and Emma he is getting help, and they tell him off again, which is why he probably wants to leave town. He gets told off every day.
yeah,
That's all
every
I got for
single
that.
it just the Snyder family's on his neck with good reason, but also
I felt
with
like a
good
lot of these,
reason, but also
yeah,
I'm not even gonna say it. It's just it's implied that I'm of two minds of this. So.
I feel like these like are a lot of filler episodes. There wasn't like a ton that happened. It's been like a lot of the same conversations and
Hmm.
um Steve being there but not.
Hmm.
June 16th, 1987. Josh attempts to talk to Iva. She goes off on him again. Lucinda interrupts this time. They talk about telling Lily the truth. So I think Lucinda is actually planning on telling her the truth.
Hmm.
I think she wants to do it after the graduation. She doesn't really make it clear. I
Yeah,
think that's her plan.
that's her
Just to
plan.
like, just to not like ruin her, that week or whatever for her.
Hmm.
If it even
Well, what
happens,
about after
I
the
don't
prom?
know.
Like you would think after the prom.
Yeah, like, let her have a good time and then tell her the truth.
Yeah, especially since we know how Lily's going to react. So
Yeah,
it was implied months ago that we knew how she was going to react.
right. Um, I forget who the dude is. That guy Spiro or whatever tells Betsy that she knows too much um
I like that
about
his
the Steve
assistant's name
situation.
Mikos, and it's a General
Yeah,
Hospital reference.
yeah, Miko's Cassadine. Um, so from what I get, like Steve is somehow in like some kind of drug trafficking
Hmm.
situation. I'm not sure if he knows about it. I don't know. I don't know. It makes no sense to me. This is a
He
terrible storyline.
it's implied that he does because he was into drug trafficking before he met Betsy, even before he came to
Oh,
Oakdale.
I didn't
So
know that.
a lot of people didn't like that because you would think in a soap opera that the love of a good woman would change his ways. as soon as they recast Betsy, and as soon as Doug Marlin came in, they kind of reverted him back to that because he lost his business to Tonio,
Yeah.
and of course, there was also other stuff going on, like Steve Runyon didn't want to be on the show anymore and stuff like that. So,
They should have just killed him. Honestly, they should have just killed him.
I mean, I feel like this is a form of. I mean, I feel like what eventually happens is a form of killing him. So,
I guess so. It's like the man you once knew and loved, well, is not that anymore. Um,
and they also
so
Blackie perished them. So,
yeah, Andy and Paul. Apparently, that's I guess in this one I officially found out that Andy and Paul came clean about Stenbeck.
hmm
And Andy gets punished and can't go to the prom, which that's messed up.
that's messed up. That's messed
Um,
up. And I'm
you only
assuming
get
it's a
one
junior prom.
prom.
I'm assuming it's a junior prom, or maybe there's a combination prom happening because I
Oh, they're
don't,
not the same year as Lily.
yeah, I don't think, I think they're a year younger than Lily.
Okay.
I think Lily's
Um,
older than Paul and Andy.
Sabri
I
Sabrina,
was like, Steve, who's Steve? I was thinking,
Sabrina,
who's?
Sabrina is looking all around in these episodes. She's overhearing Franny and Seth talking about her, but she
Mhm.
doesn't like it doesn't stop her from doing anything. Like she's still kind of
Does it?
like there, yeah. Like you would think she'd be like, oh, I don't want to be a burden, but I feel like she knows she's
Oh,
getting
I
in
don't want to
between
be a
them and she
bird
likes
then.
it. Um, and then we find out that Barbara will not punish Paul. She doesn't blame him for her crazy father or his crazy father being around and him lying about it and all that stuff.
Which shows the two different parenting models of,
Yeah, right.
Aunt Barbara and Aunt Kim. Because
I
they're
do
related. You know that, right?
right, and I like how they
They're best friends and they're related. That's so cool.
right, right. Everyone's worried about Margot, it seems, in this episode. Everybody's talking
hmm
about her and stuff, and I guess because she's still having those, screaming fits and whatnots.
Which I want to say
Um,
Hillary B. Smith's doing a really good job with
kills it.
all the stuff they're throwing
She's,
at her. She's killing it.
I'm truly gonna miss her. Like the other one better grab me because she's so good.
I
I
think
even like her better than the last Margot.
I think we get
And
a
I love
good,
her
like,
too.
I know she's on there for a while longer than, like, when Scott Holmes first premieres, which that's coming up. I think that's going to come up in our next set of episodes.
Okay. Oh, good. He's finally coming back.
Yeah, he's coming.
He's another one. Like I don't know what their problem was with writing characters back then, but they just write them in like limbo. They're just like, oh, Tom's
Well,
in
see
Washington.
I think I mentioned the reason before, like because
Yeah, yeah, I get
yeah,
it, but
yeah,
at
yeah,
the
which
same
you're like, oh,
time,
it was what we wanted to come back.
I guess I'm like so used to it now because like remember days like anytime they need Vivian, they get whoever they need for the position. Like that's what
hmm
I expect. So I guess back then, yeah, like it was more like they want the same actor and
hmm
I just am so like I don't care who plays the part, I just want them around.
hmm
Um Lucinda shows Kim her studio and she gets to meet the ladies that she's gonna work with and stuff, who seem kind of snooty. So I wonder if she's gonna
Which
have an issue with that.
which I was today days old, and even though she appeared
Mm,
before, that's Jill Larson from All My Children
was it?
as Judith. Yes. So I was like,
No.
wait, is that Jill Larson? And then I looked her up. I was like, wait, she was Judith Clay. So you mean to tell me she was in that brawl, in the wedding brawl? And I didn't know that was Jill Larson.
Wait, she was Judith? That
She was Judith. Yeah, that's Jill Larson.
how did I not notice
How
that? That's crazy.
I have the same react. I had the same reaction. How did I not know that was Jill Larson?
Now I'm gonna go rewatch it now because I
Yeah,
want to
I'm gonna
see
rewatch
her.
it too. I need to know.
That's so fun.
Yeah, because
Wow.
she was also Ursula on One Life to Live, and then she played
I
Opal.
heard about that.
Yeah.
Wow. I would have loved when we're watching that Erica stuff. I love Dorothy Lyman's
hmm
version of Opal. I wish we got more of that. I knew there's only a handful of episodes with her out there. Um,
And her
so
glamorama.
Yeah. Margot tells, wait, what? Lucinda shows, Margot tells Hale Barbara is using him, and he gets mad, and she basically like comes on strong to him, and she's like, I know you want me, and you need to admit it because you're using Barbara as well as she's using you. I liked it when she did that because I was like, you get him, girl.
Get
She's
And then
trying to get
somebody
him.
pointed out in the comments of like not our video, but like the videos that we're watching it,
Mm,
Barbara gets around
yeah,
because she was first with Tom, then she was with Tonio, or maybe that was switched. Then she was with
yeah,
Duncan. Now she's with Hal, and I think
uh-huh.
this is gonna
And
stick.
Stenbeck, and
And
Stenbeck
Sunback, well, Sunback was before all of
several
that,
times, right?
several times. Yeah.
Um, that Spiro's guy attacks Betsy, and Craig gets there just in time to save her.
Hmm.
Lily tells, yeah, Lily tells Lucinda, um, and Iva that Josh is staying, and obviously they're not pleased. Well, Lucinda doesn't care at this point. I don't think she
Yeah, someone
knows.
doesn't care at this point. She doesn't care.
Yeah, but Iva does. Margot tells Babs she could get Hal if she wants him, basically. The next episode we only have 30 minutes of, which
Hmm.
was June 22nd, 1987. I don't know if people cut it out or what was happening. But we find out that Betsy and Craig's plane crashed, I guess when they were going to Greece.
When they were
I don't
going,
know.
when they were, yeah, no,
Were they
wait,
coming
hold on.
home? I remember,
They were
that's
in
why I was
Greece. I guess they were. I
confused.
guess they were going back to Rome.
Yeah, maybe they were going back to Rome. I was confused with where they were.
And now, part two of As the World Turns.
Um, Margot's going to see Tom. Still, we're talking about that. Which I think this was the other episode was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we might be missing a few episodes. We have
Hmm.
five.
We have
Two of them
five
could
days
have been
in
weekend
between, but
days.
yeah, but there could be
Yeah,
a
but
weekend.
right. So we're missing at least three episodes in that bunch. Hence why we pick up with this stuff and I'm not positive what's happening. Lila gives advice to Meg about Tonio. Lila tells Taylor um, they aren't falling for her dad's games. So they're already on to what she's doing,
Mm.
which is kind of cool. Which I don't even know what she's doing. So, like
Hey,
you
look,
said, maybe mess, just messing with
I'm
them.
just
I
here
don't
for the ride.
know. Same. Sierra and Lucinda talk about when she will tell, um, what's her name? Lily. Shannon mentions George being killed. That's Duncan's right-hand man.
Hmm.
We find out he died. We don't really know why. They were in that cave tied up. I don't know what's happening. Um, Dusty is talked about. He's coming home for Lily's graduation. Yay!
Yay,
Dusty's the
Dusty.
best man. Um, Betsy wants the American Embassy involved, and she finds out that um, Steve got a Greek citizenship.
And he doesn't want to see her or
Yeah,
David Stewart.
I, which I'm guessing because of he's into the illegal shit and he doesn't want her
Hmm.
involved. I'm assuming. And Craig is MIA.
Missing in action.
Yep. And where'd he go? I guess did they crash over the ocean? I don't think it says.
Yeah, because a fisherman pulled out Betsy. Well, it's explained later, but I'll mention it now so that way it makes more sense in context. A fisherman
Right.
pulled out Betsy, and then the day later they found. Well, I guess it's coming up. They found the pilot.
Right. They do have the pilot in there. I forgot about
Yeah,
that. Um, June 23rd. We're getting there. June 23rd, 1987.
I would
Meg
I
tells
would argue that June 23rd is when things start to go down, and June 24th is when things do go down. So
yeah,
those two episodes are must watches.
yeah. Meg tells Iva she knows Lily is hers. Um, Plane went down, no sign of Craig. Holden calls, Iva panics. Um, what? I have going swimming with Josh. Oh, Lily's
Oh,
going
so
swimming with
Lily's going
Josh.
swimming with. So Lily is going horseback riding, going swimming with Josh. Holden. That was when Holden panics because he's like, "No, you do not. No, you do not." She hunts at the front and click.
Yeah. And he brings up the hooker thing. Holden
Yes.
mentions the hooker
Yep.
thing, which happened that party, that barbecue that I think Franny
Hmm.
and Seth were having that night or something. Um, Iva looks into the hooker situation. I guess she's trying to like find a way to get rid of him, like
Hmm.
because she can't. Um, gets
Which something
Margot
should be. Which
involved.
it should be noted that if she had told one person, boom. But it's mentioned later, so I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. Um, and then everybody finds out about Craig missing, basically. Iva
Except for
finds out and
Sierra.
passes out. Yeah, which it was that was funny. Yeah, let's talk about that. I like her reaction. Everyone worries about Craig. Hal and Babs fight about Margot. She tells him she is falling in love with him. Lily finds out about Craig and she runs off.
She goes ballistic.
Yeah, I don't know. How are they related? Are they just like
Sierra is her sister. Well, adoptive sister, but she doesn't know that yet.
adopted sister? Right, right.
So Craig will be like Craig's like Craig would be like I guess
An uncle,
brother-in-law.
brother-in-law. And I guess she's close to him. I didn't
She's
really
yeah
see any relationship.
she's been close. She well, I mean, aside from the fact that Lucinda is like close to him too.
Right,
Lily's like close to like I guess because she like Sierra. Well, I mean obviously because they're sisters, but she didn't
right,
find out that she existed until much later in her life. So
right,
so Sierra existed. So like she loves obviously she loves Sierra. So of course if anybody who like she kind of like loves Craig too because I think she thinks that Craig and Sierra are the better couple than her and Tonio.
right. Um, Lily gets to Rod and she tells him about Craig and the plane crash. He tries to calm her down, but she's kind of like, blah, blah, blah. And then she like on the way, didn't she like trip and she's like, I fell into
Yeah, so
something
she
because she was
tripped her shirt ripped on a barbed wire, which is why her shirt is
right,
ripped. And then she has like scars on her face. She has like bloody scars on her face.
right. So when Iva
So
comes in, it don't look good.
doesn't look good.
Um, and she thinks that he's about to rape her or attacking her. And
Yeah,
she says like, okay,
Because Lily mentioned Betsy, of course, Rod Josh loves Betsy. Let's just admit that he loves himself some Betsy Stewart,
right, right.
Andropoulos. So
Yeah, so he's trying to find
so
out like
he's like,
if
where's
she's
Betsy? Where's
okay.
Betsy? Where's Betsy? He's been practically shaking her out, shaking the truth
Yeah,
out of her. And then Iva comes in,
uh-huh. And says,
get your hands off of my baby! He's your baby! And then he does
yeah,
what? And then
yeah,
before
that's
that,
it.
before that with the
Before that,
where so who's there in the house with her? With Sierra. Oh, Casey and Lila are in the house. And of course they're like, they're cooing up, they're like kissing, and then Sierra comes down the steps. There's a knock on the door. I forgot who she thinks it is, but then when she opens the door, everybody, it's Margot, John, and Lucinda looking miserable. Lucinda has like shades of sunglasses on.
right?
That's just got a good laugh at it. They're just like, she's like, what's going on? Is it about Craig?
Yeah, good times.
Uh,
And that leads into June 24th. They all show up. They tell Sierra about it, and she handles it pretty well. She's like, okay.
Like, I have faith. I have faith. Like, he's gonna survive. Because like I said, they found Sierra almost immediately. They found the fisherman. Sorry, the pilot. The fisherman found the pilot a day later, and then she thinks that the second day is gonna happen. On this day, they're gonna find Craig. So obviously, she has
Right.
faith.
And I guess they have the Bo and Hope connection. She doesn't feel that
Yes.
he's dead yet. Iva tells Lily everything, and she overreacts and runs off. And that's the last we see of Lily.
Yep, that's it.
We
But
don't see her again.
I just want to stop for a minute and say that when Lily runs off and Iva starts crying like hysterically, that broke my heart. Like, then Rod Jaws had to like basically hold her to keep her from like falling to the ground. That broke my heart. Like, oh, rest in peace, Lisa freaking Brown, because she tore me down on those scenes, and so did Martha Byrne. Like, say what you want about Martha Byrne. I know, yes, Martha Byrne. We have our issues with Martha Byrne, but that was my girl. I loved me some Martha Byrne. That was my girl. That was my Lily. Like she was the reason why I started watching the show. Like, Martha Byrne was like, because it was during the babysit storyline, in like the late '90s, and I was turning between One Life to Live and I guess I don't even know. I think Another World was on at the time, and then I accidentally turned to CBS, and I saw like this woman. Like, I'm like, whoa, what's this? And then I just sat there and then watched another episode of One Life to Live that day, because Martha Byrne just like will just suck you in with her acting. Like, she's that good to me.
That's what Eileen Davidson did to me in '96. I watched because of Austin Reed. I was told that I was getting hooked up with somebody that looked like Austin Peck. So I watched it, Days of Our Lives, and I see Kristen. She was hypnotizing John through a mirror, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" And I was hooked, and here I am. Um, yeah. So, and what did Lily say to Iva?
I
Why'd she
never want to see you again, ever. And then she runs off.
Yeah, yeah.
No, wait, it's
Overreact.
the way. No. I didn't say it right. I never want to see you again.
Yeah. And then we don't see her again.
We don't see her in this episode. We
Don't see her.
No,
Emma.
it's implied but we don't see
Yeah.
her again. Yeah, there's an implication that of where she's going, but we don't see.
Yeah. Emma and Seth talk about him confronting Sabrina about the crush. Barbara wants Hal to stay out of the Craig stuff because, Margot's involved, obviously, or her brother. And he can't, and he calls Tom. Sierra knows Craig will be fine. Doesn't think anything of it. She's like, whatever, he's cool. Margot says she will go to Greece. Iva searches for Lily. She's calling all around. Dusty's home, which is always good to see Dusty. So he goes and he looks all around for Lily in her usual hangout spots. Lucinda gets home and Iva tells her everything. Sierra finally starts worrying about Craig.
Yeah, because Lila was going to throw away the flowers, which I don't know why you would do that, but she was going to move the flowers or throw them away, something with that. And she's like, no. And then she's like, these were from Craig. He gave them to me, and he had them delivered to me while he was in I guess it would be Rome at the time. Italy, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Italy.
Wherever they were.
Overseas. Overseas somewhere. But somewhere that's not the United States. But then she finds a card next to the which I don't know why she didn't read the card before, but hey, look, I'm willing to suspend disbelief that she just didn't see the card. And And she reads the card, and that's when she starts crying into the baby births.
Oh.
Finn
Um,
Carter.
so Lucinda said she could have helped Iva if she told her sooner, but I was
Yep.
like,
That I read that, I was like, wait a minute. She could have. Lucinda could have just been like, I'm gonna
but
take you
Iva
out. Mm,
Iva was traumatized and she was just dealing with she was trying to get rid of him. She was just
mhm,
kept trying to get rid of him herself and just go away. If you care, go away. Like whatever you got to do, just go away. We do have a moment of Sabrina and Seth. They're about to talk, and then Emma comes in and ruins the talk, which is funny because she's the one that wanted them to talk about it anyway. But she
mhm,
came in and interrupted them.
mhm.
Rude, Emma. And Sabrina sees someone run in the barn.
And then when
Um, but I thought they checked everywhere. So,
no, they didn't check everywhere. Yeah, because I guess it's implied that Luther's corner is further out than where Lucinda is.
oh, I got you.
So I don't think they checked everywhere just yet.
So she
But
didn't get there yet.
I'll give you my impression of like of like Sabrina seeing Lily. Oh, there's a little girl running into the barn. Lily.
Yeah, right. Overreacting.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Like and the fact that like Douglas Marlin put like the seed in there that like when oh my gosh, what was her name? Beatrice. When Beatrice found out that she was related, that she was the daughter of Duncan, she was like, okay,
Duncan.
fine, awesome. I'm just going to assume because we didn't see the episodes that Sabrina reacted fine, awesome, great, perfect.
Right, right,
Lily did say that if something like that were to happen, she wouldn't forgive anybody. That was
right.
dialogue. That was something that we saw. So
Yeah, I
her
do remember that.
overreacting is something that was kind of
But it's
planted in the seeds
also
of the planted in the seeds of like,
also the Craig situation didn't help either.
and the Craig
Like
situation didn't
that.
help either. Yep,
So she was already upset with Craig, so
she's
this was
already
just
upset.
pile on that. Yeah. Um, I'm excited to see like who gets through to her. I'm thinking Dusty,
I'm
but
thinking
I don't
Dusty too because Holden's not
know.
here.
Right.
I'm assuming because like I did see the next string of episodes we're gonna watch, so I'm gonna rewatch them just to remember what happened. Oh,
Right.
there's one major thing. Oh wait, I don't think you're done your recap yet, but there's one major thing that happens too at the end of the episode.
Yeah. I only have a couple of things I think. Wait, where was I? Lucinda understands. Oh, Lucinda understands Iva now because she tells her that she was raped when she was 13 and all
Mm-hmm.
that. And Lucinda really is like mothering to her. Like she like holds her
Yeah.
and she's like, I thought that was a really sweet moment too. And I'm like, because she could have went another way. Lucinda could have been like, how could you? You know, like, but she did understand. Like,
She almost went down that road, but I think once she had heard that
yeah,
Iva was raped, she was like, okay, like I get it now. I get it.
right. It was nice. It was a nice moment.
Yeah, because I think
Margot
she
is
said something
mad.
along the lines of like, you had I Lily has my strength, but she has your brave she Lily has my bravery and she has your strength, something like that.
And she's
It was a
strong.
nice
She's
line.
strong because you're her mother. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, Margot is mad at Hal called Tom and tells him she is going to Greece. So when Tom gets there, tell him I'm out of town. Dusty asks John what's going on, and John fills him in. Lucinda goes to Josh, but we don't get to see the aftermath of
We
this.
don't see it. We do not
No.
see it because the next episode is skipped, and I was looking for that
Mm,
episode too.
I know.
I
25th
know
of
that would have
June.
been so good if we saw it.
I know. I would like to see
Hey,
that too.
stable boy. Let me tell you something.
And Hal surprises Margot on the plane.
On the plane,
So Barbara will be thrilled.
Barbara is she's ecstatic. She's not ecstatic. I'm just joking.
Yeah, so these were really good episodes. I liked everything. I do feel like Lily did overreact, but I guess, we needed some drama for the summer, so
Hmm.
um who will find her? Sabrina spotted her, so maybe they'll walk over and be like, "Oh, hey, what you doing here, girl?" I don't know. But yeah, good stuff. I like it. It felt like a May sweeps.
It
Because I
did.
feel like we didn't really get much in May. I feel like we
No,
did
we
get
didn't.
the marriage, Sierra and Craig, but it wasn't like an
Yeah, we got the
excitement.
birth of Brian, I think, too, in May.
Yeah.
April.
Um, I'm not impressed with the Betsy Steve stuff. I want her to just cut him loose or whatever is happening to him, just end
Yeah,
it,
I wonder
please.
honestly, and I don't think this is gonna happen. I want her with Josh.
Um, yeah, I could see that. I
I
like
can
that.
see them together. I can see them. I don't know if they're going to move them towards getting together or what. I feel like I heard that Lindsay
But
Frost
she
is in
doesn't.
air for the rest of the year. Not. I mean, this is her last year on the show, but I'm not 100%
Oh, okay.
sure. So,
Oh, I thought she went till 89. I could be wrong though.
oh, was it that? Okay, then never mind.
I
I
thought
thought I saw 87, 87. So I was like,
I'm
oh
not.
no,
Yeah,
no,
I'm
no.
not positive. I could be
It could be
wrong.
89. Yeah,
Um, but we also got to see her handle like when she finds out he's a rapist because she doesn't know that yet.
yeah,
So I'm curious to know how that would come out, or if he would tell her.
yeah. So
Um,
it looks like Tom's coming back. So
right. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. They said
oh
he's
yeah,
gonna
you'll
come
see
back.
it. You'll see it because I think in
All
the
right.
next three episodes we saw, I know he comes. I know he's in there.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder what his excuses are for blowing off his wife.
Yep.
Shady bastard. Who else is? Oh, Stenbeck. I wonder if they come back for the summer.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Stenbeck
Yeah, I'm
and
wondering when Melanie Swift's going to
Emily.
start with us with when these
Yeah,
watches because I remember seeing her in like episodes and I really like her Emily.
yeah. Yeah, I like where it's going. Excited to see
Mhm.
more. I don't know how much of summer we have. I'm hoping a good amount, but I don't think so. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll look at the list, see what's going on. We have our books,
Yeah,
so we can do
yeah. We
some
got the book.
reading material.
Yeah, right. So, what did you think about all these?
I mean, even though I saw like the 24th before, like twice, actually almost more than twice. So I like everything that led up to it, even though we missed a bunch of episodes. But it
Right,
was
right.
still enough for me to
To care.
care, except for the Falcon, obviously. So,
Yeah, yeah. Because like we're not getting a lot of the story. Damn it.
hmm
And it seems fun. I want to be into the story, but it's hard to be when
yeah,
we won't
because
get
like I
enough.
heard that like Duncan and Shannon are like a super couple on the show, so or one of the super couples. So
Well, hopefully we get more of
yeah, I
them
hope we
in
get more of
upcoming
them.
episodes. Yeah, like I'm interested in everything except the Betsy stuff, and I love Lindsay Frost.
Hmm.
I watched her TV movies before I knew of anything about her, like
Hmm.
before I even knew she was in this. So I used to watch. She did like 25 TV movies, and I've seen them all. She's so
I
good.
probably have seen some TV movies. I used to be so into Lifetime movies.
She was into, well, she wasn't even in Lifetime. She was in like they used to have a NBC, ABC, CBS movie of the week, and she would be in a ton of
Yes,
them. She'd
and then they
be,
will become Lifetime movies. They're
yeah,
like they'll run it on
they
Lifetime.
cut, but the sad part is they cut them when they put them on Lifetime. So they were
Yeah,
like an hour and 40 minutes, and then when they went to Lifetime, they cut them to like an hour and 20, so you don't get to see like the whole thing. But they
man.
did release them. Like there's a bunch on Tubi. The Great Los
Ooh.
Angeles Earthquake is really good. That's a good one with
I
Lindsay
feel like I
Frost.
watched that one before.
It's good. It's a two-parter and it's really good and it's scary. Um, there's Stop at Nothing, which is a really good one with her
Mm.
and Veronica Hamill. I can't find that anywhere. It might be on, I have to look on like YouTube. Um, but yeah, there's a ton that were really good. So, but it makes me sad that I don't like her storyline because I really want to be into Betsy because I love her. But she's
Yeah.
okay. I mean, she's a good actress at least, but it's just this shitty storyline that she's
Yeah,
in, unfortunately.
it's like one of those things where I feel like they could have done better with it.
Way
I wonder if
better.
it's a budgetary reason they couldn't get another actor to play him. But it's the
Yeah,
80s though, and As World Times was like number 2 or 3 in the ratings, something like that. So
yeah.
they were
And I
pretty
wonder
high up
why,
there. GH, of course, was the highest, and then Y&R would
you
take
know,
over its spot. But like,
I'm wondering if the actor moved to California because I think he was on Santa Barbara from 88 to
he
90.
was, yeah,
So I'm guess, and if 87 or 86 is when he left, he probably went to LA, like I'm assuming. Hence
mhm.
why he didn't want to stay in New York, to film um, As the World Turns. Um, but still, I feel like they could have done better. Killed him, had him just leave her and be a deadbeat. Anything would have been better than this, really.
Yeah, like this whole like we're just gonna stretch out Steve's story a little longer until we
And
can.
it's and this is a lot of times they did in Dallas too. They would write off characters in ways that they wouldn't act. Like he got together with Betsy and he loved Betsy, and then they kind of ruined his character once they wrote him off. Or even
Mhm.
with the Tonio stuff and all of that, they probably ruined him. Um, but he was a beloved character for, you know what I mean? Like they rehabilitated him. He got beloved, and then they made him a shitbag again. Like they do that.
Yeah,
It gets on my nerves because a lot of people invest their time and energy in these stories and these people, and like it's just sad. It's like Pam on Dallas. Like the what if you seen what she went through to get her baby? Like she adopted the baby, and then she's gonna leave him because she has some burns. That's how they wrote her off,
yeah,
basically.
because I remember the. My gosh, I
Yeah,
remember the accident. Like, it's like this podcast I listened to. They used to like replay that scene, like the music stink from that scene, just to establish dramatic moments. But
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. And
executive producer
they
Leonard Katzman.
and but that's the thing. So she would never abandon
Never.
her son, and that's what she did. They made her a
Hmm.
deadbeat, which is the same thing they did on General Hospital with who was it? Lucky. He's a
Yeah,
deadbeat dad.
yeah.
Um, Felicia. Remember she went off
Hmm.
somewhere and she
She
was a
went off
deadbeat mom
somewhere.
basically. When Maxie
Deadbeat
like
mom
needed
left her
her,
kids
Georgie
with.
got killed. Like
Yeah,
all of
and
this
then she
stuff.
comes out where Georgie gets killed, and
Right.
then Maxie just read her for filth.
Right. And it's good material, but at the same time, you made a beloved character a shitbag. Like
Yeah,
like
just because the
they
recast
could
didn't work. Remember that they recast Felicia?
they did?
Yeah, she was played by Sandra Robinson at the time. I think that's her. What she goes by now.
Oh, I
She
think
was
you're
on Another
right.
World. She was
I think I
Rachel's daughter, Amanda.
I think I do remember that. Only for like a handful of episodes though. I don't think
Yeah,
it
it
was like
wasn't
a
that
full year or
long.
anything. Yeah. Well, I think that was when I was like in and out of GH. Now I'm like all the time, like I never miss it, but although I am behind, but
Have anything else to say?
I could talk about soaps forever, so no,
I know,
not for
right?
now.
Well, that's what we got the after show for. Stay tuned for
Maybe
no, we're
next
not
week.
doing that.
Stay tuned for the after show, where we talk for 5 hours about
We're
everything
gonna talk for
Broadway.
5 hours about it. And then we text each other for another 12.
Right.
Thank you for watching As the World Turns 1987. As always, you can find us on social media at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, bye bye.
Bye, everyone.